Thanks, Colin.
No hate, no fear. No hate, no fear.
All right, hello everybody. This is JT Siskowski, the new on-the-ground reporter for Status Coup. I am here in occupied Chicago, where ICE officers have been on patrols on Operation Midway Blitz, splitting up families, tearing apart communities with their arrests. And we are here in downtown Chicago right now, where the Coalition Against the Trump Agenda, a group of organizations here in the city, are organizing a protest that you can hear going on behind me. They're about to start speeches. I'll be stepping to the side, letting you listen in on everything they have to say. Then they're going to march, and we will be right there here on the ground interviewing some of those protesters and letting you hear from the folks that are being directly impacted here in Chicago by this administration. Now, before we get going, I do want to call out that none of this would be possible without your support. Your $5, your few dollars every month is what allows us to be on the ground here in Chicago, hiring reporters like me to be able to do this important work and bring you this on-the-ground reporting. And if you can, please subscribe to continue to support our work as we move forward. We're going to be on the ground here in Chicago. We've been here for days. We've been tear gassed. We've been hit with pepper bullets. And we are going to continue to be here at least through the coming weekend, where even more demonstrations are expected here in Chicago, in Broadview, Illinois, where the ICE processing facility is. We'll continue to bring you on-the-ground reports every single day as we get going. I'll be stepping to the side now. I'm going to let you listen in on everything that's going on here behind me as the pissed off citizens here of Chicago are making their voices heard to the Trump administration that they do not want ICE and they do not want troops in their city. Let's listen in.
No hate, no fear. No hate, no fear. No hate, no fear. No hate, no fear. Donald Trump, you stupid clown. I say welcome in this town. Donald Trump, you stupid clown. I say welcome in this town. Donald Trump, you stupid clown. I say welcome in this town. Man, keep making your way up here. Y'all showed up here 24-hour notice to say hell no to ICE roaming in our streets. Hell no to more federal troops being sent to Chicago. Hell no. What Donald Trump and his troops bring is violence. They bring violence and terror into our communities. And we have a duty as Chicagoans to stand together. We have a duty as Chicagoans to stand together and say, hell no, we're going to defend this city. Yes, the Cubs won today. The Fire won on Saturday. The Bears won on Sunday. And the people are winning today, everybody! This is our beautiful city and we're here to defend it! So repeat after me. Donald Trump, you stupid clown! Donald Trump, you stupid clown! I say welcome in this town! I say welcome in this town! Donald Trump, you stupid clown! Donald Trump, you stupid clown! I say welcome in this town! I say welcome in this town! And I don't know if you see the news, you saw the news a few hours ago. Donald Trump was talking to his generals, and he said, we have an enemy within. And he said Chicago is the staging ground for the war that they're going to have within. And we're not going to stand for that. We're going to defend our city. They are the criminals. They are the terror. Donald Trump is a terrorist. Donald Trump is a criminal. and he's sending troops here to terrorize and to criminalize our city. And we're gonna stop that. Continue making your way up, Chicago. Continue making. We have plenty of space back here. Donald Trump, you stupid clown. Donald Trump, you stupid clown. I say welcome in this town. I say welcome in this town. Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
So you hear them. You can hear they're doing chants right now as they try to organize the protesters. They're getting them back behind this truck because they're going to lead them on a march here through the streets of Chicago. There are at least several hundred people here, which is pretty remarkable. They have been protesting here now for weeks and weeks, continuing to come out into the streets to make their voices heard. And the fact that they are getting this many people out, these hundreds and hundreds of people on a Tuesday, showing exactly how pissed off they are about the federal presence here in Chicago. They are preparing to start some speeches now. Right now they're just going through some of their chants, get this crowd get their energy up, get them going. They spilled off of the sidewalk. There's so many people that they're now out partially into the street. The street is still just open to the side of me here, where some traffic is getting by, but only a little bit. Otherwise, they've completely taken up now about 1.5 lanes here of traffic as people continue to fill up this space. There's quite a bit of media attention here as well, but notably less than there was a few weeks ago. Most of the media attention that you see out here now is just local outlets. As far as national outlets, I haven't seen, CNN, I haven't seen the New York Times, some of these other channels that were here earlier in the month. And
when Chicago is
that just goes to show you how important independent outlets like Status Coup are to be able to get this out to a national audience. So we're going to bring you this entire demonstration from these speeches as soon as they get started, all the way through the march. We'll interview some of the folks who are participating here, some of the organizers, and so you can get a sense as to exactly how much energy there is here down on the street level here in Chicago, in downtown Chicago.
When Chicago is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When workers are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When a community is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When workers are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. 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 Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Chicago! They came to downtown to try to intimidate us. Are you scared? No! Are you gonna keep on fighting? Yes! Are you gonna keep getting louder? Yes! Chicago is in Lincoln boots! 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 No to Trump and no to troops! No to Trump and no to troops! Chicago is in Lincoln boots! Chicago is in Lincoln boots! No to Trump and no to troops! No to Trump and no to troops! No hate! No fear! Immigrants are welcome here! No hate! No fear! Immigrants are welcome here! No hate! No fear! Immigrants are welcome here! No hate! No fear! Immigrants No fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
If we could have more people who are closer to the intersection to move on down, please keep moving on down. We're filling up the area as much as we can. Let's get as big as possible. Thank you. This is our city. This is our town.
This is our city. This is our town.
The people will not stand down.
The people will not stand down.
This is our city. This is our town.
This is our city. This is our town.
The people will not stand down.
The people will not stand down.
No raids, no deportation.
No raids, no deportation.
Down with the occupation.
Down with the occupation.
No raids, no deportation.
No raids, no deportation.
Down with the occupation.
Down with the occupation.
Hey Chicago, stand your ground.
In Chicago, stand your ground.
Trump will never break us down.
Trump will never break us down.
Hey Chicago, stand your ground.
In Chicago, stand your ground.
Trump will never break us down.
Trump will never break us down.
Hey Chicago, stand your ground.
In Chicago, stand your ground.
Trump will never break us down.
Trump will never break us down.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
I say welcome in this town.
I say welcome in this town.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
I say welcome in this town.
I say welcome in this town.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
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 Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Please make some space for those who are going to the back. We have plenty of space in the back. Come on.
On the outside of the truck.
Come this way. And those who are already here, please make some space for those that are coming back.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
If you're just joining the live stream, this is the scene in downtown Chicago right now, where hundreds and hundreds of people have come out to demonstrate against the ICE occupation of the city and its surrounding suburbs. ICE has been patrolling neighborhoods here in the city and some of the surrounding communities, ripping apart families, arresting people, disappearing them into the immigration system. This action is organized by the Coalition Against the Trump Agenda, which is a coalition of groups here in the city that have come together to organize against the Trump administration's activities in the Chicago area. This protest is happening just off of Michigan Avenue in the shadow of the Trump Tower in Chicago. I think the symbolism there, the reason that they're choosing this as their gathering point, pretty self-evident when you see the big words Trump on the side of the building that they are gathering underneath.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
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 No hate, no fear. Immigrants are and you're gonna say legalization. What do we want?
Legalization!
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 And if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
and if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
and if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
and if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
the occupation,
Shut it down!
the occupation,
Shut it down!
the border wall,
Shut it down!
the border wall,
Shut it down!
the whole damn system,
Shut it down!
the whole damn system,
Shut it down!
the whole damn system,
Shut it down!
the whole damn system.
Shut it down!
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When workers are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When workers are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When refugees are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When refugees are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
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 No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Hey, no fear! Immigrants are welcome here!
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Hey, no fear! Immigrants are welcome here!
It is right to rebel.
It is right to rebel!
Donald Trump, go to hell.
Donald Trump, go to hell!
It is right to rebel.
It is right to rebel!
Donald Trump, go to hell.
Donald Trump, go to hell!
Make some noise, y'all.
All right, y'all. We will have a short program in a little bit, and then we will be marching. We will be marching, but first, this is a short program. But for now, we're going to chant for a little bit as people gather up. So asking everyone to please move to the back and make some more space for those that are coming in. Move up, move east.
Donald Trump, you racist clown.
Donald Trump, you racist clown!
The people will take you down.
People will take you down!
Donald Trump, you racist clown.
Donald Trump, you racist clown!
The people will take you down.
People will take you
Mine.
down!
Donald Trump, you racist clown.
Donald Trump, you racist
Good.
The
right.
people
So
will
I am
take
standing
you
here
down.
with Kevin. Kevin is a veteran of the Marine Corps,
Donald
right,
Trump,
Kevin?
we will
So, Kevin, you were
resist
telling
him.
me just off camera why you felt it was important
We
to
reject
be
the
out here
whole
today.
damn system.
Why did you want to be here?
Veteran voices matter,
Donald Trump,
especially
we
right
will
now.
resist
This is
him.
not normal, and I think we need veterans to stand up and say that. The military is not law enforcement. We should not be using federal law enforcement as military in our streets. That's dangerous, provocative. It's only a power grab.
As someone who was in the military, really explain in detail for folks who don't have your life experience, why is it so dangerous to have the military serving as, civilian law enforcement?
So I serve the Marine Corps infantry. The infantry's job is to locate, close with, and destroy the enemy. They're meant to destroy. They're meant to destroy, take territory, and kill. We do have military police, but they're not the ones. They're not the units that they're using here, right? And military police is very different anyway, right? We cannot have combat units patrolling our streets. It's not their job.
So, if I'm hearing you right, it's just that the default mindset, or at least what you're trained to do in the military, identify the enemy, destroy them. And if that's kind of the underlying assumption that's going on in the minds, maybe even subconsciously, of the folks of these National Guard soldiers who are being put on the streets, or these militarized, ICE forces that are patrolling Chicago streets, you're worried about the actual human cost. And when I say human cost, I mean talking about in terms of lives that you're worried about with what the Trump administration is doing.
The risk of escalation is much higher with military units on the street than regular law enforcement, yes.
So you were telling me that you are a Chicago resident, born and raised. How long have you been here in the city?
Born and raised.
What does it make you? How does it make you feel to see ICE officers out patrolling downtown Chicago, some of the other neighborhoods, the surrounding communities? When you see that militarized force out on one of America's streets, what are the thoughts that go through your mind? What are the feelings that go through your heart?
Well, this is only my second protest, and I'm only out here because of that.
Specifically because of the deployment of ICE to the city.
Militarized federal law enforcement and National Guard units.
I'm
yes.
gonna say,
So you were content to be a peaceful citizen here, have your voice said at the ballot box until the Trump administration started using force on Chicago.
Yes.
All right. So
I mean, I'm still a peaceful citizen.
Yeah, right. Of course. I mean, I think that's what's striking through all of this is we've seen demonstration after demonstration after demonstration against the Trump administration, and every single one that I have been at has been a peaceful demonstration. The only side that we've seen real force used is on the side of ICE. John, who's our cameraman, just on the other side of that camera, he himself just got tear gassed outside of the Broadview ICE facility. You were saying about how it's important for veterans to have their voices heard in this moment. Why? Why is a veteran's voice so important?
Because I think it's easy to dismiss people when they say, "Oh, you don't understand. This is how we have to solve crime. Like, you just don't want to solve crime. We all want to solve crime. This is not how you solve crime." Anyone who's served in a combat unit knows that combat units are not there to solve crime. Our failures in Iraq and Afghanistan prove that our military cannot build stability.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate that he's drawing a direct comparison between what the Trump administration is doing here with American foreign policy in Iraq and Afghanistan, horribly destabilizing events in global affairs, right? Where you're talking about where hundreds of thousands of American troops, thousands of American lives were spent on nation-building exercises that ultimately went arguably nowhere. The Taliban is now back in control of Afghanistan. Why are we thinking that strategy is suddenly going to work here domestically in the United States? Sorry, I just wanted to draw a particular attention to that point that you just made. So you were talking about the importance of veterans having their voices heard, and you were talking about how the default assumption is that from others, what you're hearing out there is like, well, this is just how we need to solve the crime problem. To your mind, what is a better, more effective way to actually solve the problems that Chicago is facing?
We need to invest in our communities, and we need to trust the police to do their job.
What are some of the programs that you would like to see invested in here in Chicago?
Well, I would love to see, federal direct investment into education. We've already seen cuts to the College of Education. Let's get direct federal funding into our schools here. If we can invest in our communities here, we will do the long-term necessary tasks to stop crime and poverty.
So you called out education there. I was interviewing people here on the street in Chicago before this protest got underway. That was a theme that I heard. Everybody that I talked to on camera said that they did not want to see ICE here on the streets. They all called out different social programs that could be invested in, but one of the main ones was education. Why is education so important here in Chicago?
I mean, it's important everywhere.
No ban, no wall.
What do you mean?
Fair question. I guess what I'm really trying to tease out here is you could have called out any social program that needed to be invested in. You specifically singled out education.
I'm also a teacher.
Oh, you're a teacher here in Chicago schools?
Yeah.
Up with liberation.
I've been there on the front line of public education, and I've seen what happens in our schools, and we need more funding, right? We need to fund education like we fund defense. Right? Imagine if we did that. Imagine the resources we'd be able to give our students.
Right, instead of sending money to defense companies to build more bombs, we put them into your classroom to try and educate the next generation. You see that as yielding just much more tremendous.
Imagine if we were able to pay enough teachers to do like 15 student classes, right? Instead of having 33 or 36 size classes. Imagine that kind of student to teacher ratio in public education. That's what funding education looks like.
Can you just? I get you don't want to. I don't want to cause you to do any like identifying like information here, but maybe just a single example that you've seen in the classroom of a way that you are able to help a child. You know, the way that our spending on public education can go a lot further than the spending of our money on defense, on I guess the Department of War now, and using those resources on militarized police forces like ICE.
What do we do?
Call out one example that you've seen in your classrooms that could be replicated at scale if just the funding, if the class sizes, if whatever it is that you think we need here in Chicago and across the country, if it was actually provided.
Well, one thing that I think is great for public education, especially in CPS, is our extracurricular activities. They're not funded very well right now, but if we had more sports and clubs that students had access to, that's very enriching and it helps them do better academically. So I started a wrestling program and a track and field program, and we don't have a lot of money. We are not able to pay our coaches a lot of money, and so you really have to scrape by. But if we were as funded as some of these suburban school districts, we would really be able to help these students uplift themselves, because athletics and clubs can help them do better academically.
Yeah, and you're already getting to the heart of the haves and the have-nots. The suburban schools, I don't want to act like they have all of the funding they need, but you're talking about how at least they have more, because I'm assuming, higher tax base. Yeah, that they're able to afford the things that they need more so than a city school district like Chicago.
The third largest school district in the country, right? Yeah.
And I want to thank you for taking all the time to talk to us here today. I got to recognize in myself, though, that when I find you in a crowd, I talk to you for just a few moments, there's probably a lot about your life experience that I don't know, I miss. Are there any questions I haven't asked you that I should have? Anything that I haven't given you the opportunity to say that you would like to on this subject? Or just what you're seeing out here in the crowd?
No, I think you did a pretty good job.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate you being out here and talking to me today. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. So that's just one voice of hundreds, maybe thousands here in this crowd that we are going to be hearing from today. You can hear them yelling out here behind me. If you're just joining us, we are on the streets here in Chicago, just in the shadow of Trump Tower, just off to my right, camera left, we're along just off of Michigan Avenue, where hundreds and hundreds of people, if not more than 1,000, have come out to voice their anger at the Trump administration occupying Chicago with ICE forces. They are going to start speeches here fairly shortly. This gathering is organized by the Coalition Against the Trump Agenda. It's a group of organizations here in Chicago. They're labor organizations, civic organizations. They have been organizing demonstrations like this for weeks. I have not seen any loss of energy. They have proven that they are going to go the distance for as long as the Trump administration continues to target Chicago with so much of their as long as the Trump administration continues to target Chicago, they are going to continue to organize and do demonstrations like this. They're going to start speeches here shortly, and then they are going to march through the streets of Chicago. Normally these demonstrations take about 2 hours, and we will be along for the duration to show you what the people here in Chicago actually have to say about what it's like to live in Chicago under a regime here that is targeting them specifically, singling them out because of an unfair notion in the minds of some Americans about the crime rate here in Chicago, which of course is just an outgrowth of the social spending and the social programs and how we continue to invest in these communities. I'm going to step to the side and again just let you take in the crowd here for just a moment to hear everything that they have to say.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no
no power is the power of the people. It's the power of the people that stop.
No Trump, no KKK, no racist USA, no Trump.
No KKK.
No racist USA, no Trump.
No KKK. No racist USA.
No Trump.
No KKK. No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK.
No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK.
No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK.
No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK.
No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK.
No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK.
No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK.
No racist USA.
Lock him up. We're talking about Trump. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Lock him up.
Lock
him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
What?
Lock him up.
Donald Trump, you racist clown!
Donald Trump, you racist clown.
Chicago will take you down!
Chicago will take you down.
Donald Trump, you fascist clown!
Donald Trump, you fascist clown.
Chicago will take you down!
Chicago will take you down.
The people will take you down!
People will take you down.
Donald Trump, you fascist clown!
Donald Trump, you fascist clown.
The people will take you down!
People will take you down.
The people will take you down!
People will take you down.
The people will take you down!
People will take you down.
1. We are the people. 2. We won't stop fighting. 3. We want ICE out now, 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 now. 1. We are the people. 2. We won't stop fighting. 3. We want ICE
Now, 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 now.
We are the people. 2.
We won't stop fighting.
3. We want ICE out now, 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 now. 1. We are the people. 2. We won't stop fighting. 3. We want ICE out now, 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 now. 1.
We are the people too. We won't stop fighting. 3. We want us out now, 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 now.
Chicago, make some noise to your song. Look at this mighty crowd on a weekday with a 24-hour notice. Chicago's ready to resist this fascist clown and his cronies attacking us. We're gonna get started shortly, but again, I want to remind people that we have plenty of space in the back uphill, so please make your way uphill. We're gonna get started shortly and we're gonna march. Are you ready to hit the streets? Are you ready to hit the streets? I already lost my voice. If you haven't lost yours, you're not screaming loud enough, Chicago. Chicago isn't licking boots. Chicago isn't licking boots. No to Trump and no to troops. Chicago isn't licking boots. No to ICE and no to troops. Chicago isn't licking boots. No to Trump and no to troops. Fund the schools, not the guard. Fund the schools, not the guard. Get the hell out of our backyard. Fund the schools, not the guard. Get the hell out of our backyard. Fund the schools, not the guard. Get the hell out of our backyard. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
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 Se ve, se siente, el pueblo está presente.
El pueblo está presente.
Se ve, se siente, el pueblo está presente.
Se siente, el pueblo está presente.
Se ve, se escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Se ve, se escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
All power to the people, no human is illegal.
Power to the people, no human is illegal.
All power to the people, no human is illegal. All power to the people, no human is illegal. Say it loud and say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud and say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Chicago, I need you all to make some noise. I need you all to be louder than that. Make some noise. If you are by the intersection of Wacker and Michigan, please make your way east. We have a whole lot of space we're filling up, and more people are coming. Please make your way over. Chicago isn't licking boots.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
No to Trump and no to troops.
No to Trump and no to troops.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
No to Trump and no to troops.
No to Trump and no to troops.
Out of our communities, out of our mosques.
Out of our communities, out of our mosques.
DHS, go get lost.
DHS, go get lost.
Out of our communities, out of our mosques.
Out of our communities, out of our mosques.
DHS, go get lost.
DHS, go get lost.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down with deportation.
Down with deportation.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down with deportation.
Down with deportation.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down with deportation.
Down with deportation.
From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
Border walls have got to go.
Border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
Border walls have got to go.
Border walls have got to go.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
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 Get up and take a stand.
Get up and take a stand.
Chicago's fighting hand in hand.
Chicago's fighting hand in hand.
Get up and take a stand.
Get up and take a stand.
Chicago's fighting hand in hand.
Chicago's fighting hand in hand.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
No No to Trump and no to troops.
No to Trump and no to troops.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
No to Trump and no to troops.
No to Trump and no to troops.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
I say welcome in this town.
I say welcome in this town.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
I say welcome in this town.
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 I say welcome in this
I
town.
say welcome in this town.
Chicago! You do it. That still wasn't loud enough. I need you to be louder. Fuck Donald Trump. 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 Fuera ICE. Fuera ICE. Fuera ICE. What? What? Louder! 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 What? 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 No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
No fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Chicago, I need you to get as loud as you can. Make some fucking noise. Chicago, we're about to get started, but before I pass it on to our MC for today, I just want to say, my name is Hussam Marajda. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Coalition Against the Trump Agenda. That is the coalition that have called for the last 4 major protests in Chicago, including this one. If you are a member of an organization that is not part of this coalition that currently has over 50 organizations, now is the time to join us. If you are not a member of an organization, come to the truck, and I have plenty of organizations to plug you into. This is the time to get organized. This is the time to resist, because if we don't, our lives and our communities all over this country and the world depend on it. RMC for the day is Gianna from Students for Democratic Society at the University of Illinois in Chicago.
Aquí estamos.
Aquí estamos.
Y no nos vamos.
Y no nos vamos.
Aquí estamos.
Aquí estamos.
Y no nos vamos.
Y no nos vamos.
Good evening, Chicago. My name is Gianna. I am one of the 3 co-chairs of the Coalition Against the Trump Agenda, CATA, and a member of New SDS at UIC. Howard Trump and his pigs think that they can walk the streets of Chicago and where we are standing here today. They spread fear among our communities and kidnap our families and workers who are simply doing their jobs. Say shame. Just this morning, dozens of ICE officers targeted an apartment building in South Shore neighborhood and entered around 70 homes and kidnapping around 50 people, including black U.S. citizens. Say shame. At USC, many students come from Latino immigrant communities. We students and youth across Chicago and the country are seeing our parents being ripped away from us. We have to make plans with our families in case they are taken away from us too. Our families have to worry about going to work, walking the streets, and going to stores, and we have to wonder if we could be next too. Say shame! Shame! But we will not sit and let this happen to our families and communities. The youth and students and our communities will continue to fight back Trump's racist agenda. It is clear to us that racist Trump and his racist clowns are attacking our city because they are scared of us. Due to their failed attempts to terrorize our city, Chicago is organized and ready to put up a fight and protect our communities. We will continue and have to continue to make it clear that Trump's troops and ICE officers aren't welcome in our city. Now Chicago, chant with me. When they come, we don't freeze.
When they come, we don't freeze.
We organize, we take the streets.
We organize, we take the streets.
When they come, we don't freeze.
When they come, we don't freeze.
We organize, we take the streets.
We organize, we take the streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose city?
Our streets.
Whose city?
Our streets.
Thank you, everyone. Next, I would like to welcome up to the stage Pastor Jonathan Brooke. Please give him a round of applause.
As a faith leader in Chicago, I'm here to name that we are witnessing here at the Broadview ICE facility injustice dressed up as law enforcement. Federal judges have already ruled that targeting deportations based on political speech is unconstitutional. Yet somehow ICE still thinks it's possible to act and act above the law. Illinois leaders, including our own Governor Pritzker, have spoken out about ICE engaging in racial profiling, intimidating residents, violating rights, and weaponizing fear against immigrant families. Now we learn that 100 federal troops have been sent into Illinois. Everybody say, get out! Get out! Let's be clear. This is not about safety. It's about authoritarianism, fear, and control. Our communities do not need to be occupied. They need to be respected. Just this week, we saw journalists and protesters targeted. A CBS reporter was attacked with a pepper ball while driving past Broadview. A protester was struck by a vehicle. Others have been gassed, shot with rubber bullets, and detained for exercising their constitutional rights. Even independent journalists have had their equipment confiscated. Somebody say, shame! I wish I could say that these were isolated incidents, but they are part of a dangerous pattern of political intimidation and fear. As people of faith, we say clearly that using fear to divide communities is wrong. Silencing the press is wrong. Racial profiling is wrong. Violence against peaceful protesters is wrong. And so our scriptures tell us to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. That means standing with immigrant families, demanding accountability, and calling for an end to ICE's lawless and immoral tactics here in Illinois. ICE out! 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 We want ICE out of Chicago, and we want respect to remain. Somebody give it up for these protesters here today who have organized this great event. Thank you very much.
Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
ICE, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
ICE, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Next, please welcome
Hernandez and Cristobal, who will help her translate from Casa du Page.
Hello everybody, how are you today? Hoy estamos aquí este día salimos a protestar una vez más para decir a esta administración que nuestra comunidad latina, que nuestra comunidad mexicana no son ningunos criminales.
Así es.
No son ningunos criminales.
Así es.
Es el tiempo de que nosotros hablemos claramente y firme las cosas, porque si no, de verdad que nos van a venir a callar a todos. A todos. Están haciendo una deshumanización a nuestras comunidades. Están metiendo terror a las familias, separando a las familias, no permitiendo que los padres regresen a sus hogares, no permitiendo que las madres vuelvan a ver tal vez a sus hijos. Han dejado niños incluso abandonados en autos. Eso es no tener madre. No podemos seguir permitiendo lo que están haciendo, ese grado de deshumanización con nuestras comunidades latinas, con nuestras comunidades mexicanas. No podemos seguir dejando que estén haciendo genocidios, que estén matando mujeres y que estén separando a las familias y no pase nada. Aquí en Illinois, aquí en Chicago, aquí en el país están pasando muchas cosas. Están pasando crímenes, crímenes de odio, crímenes de odio. Están usando las leyes a favor de esta administración y ahora ya no sabemos si decir las palabras o no. Ahora no vamos a saber si vamos a decir las palabras que se necesitan decir para denunciar esta administración. Porque en poco tiempo, si nosotros no salimos a las calles, si nosotros no salimos a protestar, nos van a quitar el derecho de hablar las cosas como son, de decir las verdades. Por eso es importante que a viva voz y que a alta voz digamos que lo que están haciendo con nuestras comunidades es un crimen. Es un crimen que están perpetrando, un crimen que está llegando más allá de lo que es racionalmente permitido. Y no podemos quedarnos parados. Tenemos que salir a las calles. Tenemos que levantarnos de donde estén. Tenemos que salir con todas las familias juntos para decirle a la administración que basta de llamarnos que somos delincuentes cuando nuestra comunidad es una comunidad que da muchísimo a la economía de Estados Unidos. No sé si ustedes sepan que después de la avenida Michigan, que anualmente genera billones de dólares, lo que le sigue en la economía de este estado es la villita. Cada año genera millones y millones con terceras generaciones trabajando en los locales, trabajando y dando trabajo a nuestra comunidad. Hemos sido bastante espléndidos con la nación, con nuestra nación, porque ahora llaman a nuestra comunidad inmigrante, ahora llaman a nuestra comunidad ilegales, cuando nuestra gente no atravesó un mar, cuando la gente no atravesó un continente, cuando la gente estaba aquí y se va a quedar aquí. Y no olvidemos, y con esto cierro, cuando mataron a manos de ICE a Silverio, lo único que dijeron era que era un ilegal. No dijeron que era un padre de familia, no dijeron que era un trabajador y que era una persona decente de la comunidad. Así es que todos somos Silverio, compañeros. Todos somos Silverio.
Siberio. Todos somos Siberio. Todos somos Siberio. Todos somos Siberio. All right, everyone. Our next speaker is Angel from Freedom Road Socialist Organization. Please give him a round of applause.
Repeat after me, y'all. I want to give Gabriela's chant justice. Todos somos Silverio.
Todos somos Silverio.
Todos somos Silverio.
Todos somos Silverio.
Here's another one. And you already heard this one today. Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
I can't hear you. Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Chicago, are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? Good, because we're under attack. And where our communities are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's right, we stand up and we fight back. My name is Angel Naranjos, and I'm proud to stand with you all today as a representative of Freedom Road Socialist Organization. O en español, Organización Socialista Camino de la Libertad. I don't gotta tell you that Donald Trump hates our city. If you're out here today, chances are that you already know that. What I want to tell you is why. Trump hates Chicago because we've successfully frustrated his ability to terrorize our communities. Ain't that right? Yeah! Trump hates Chicago because our movements put a black progressive mayor on the 5th floor of City Hall. Yeah! Trump hates Chicago because he is a racist reactionary who represents the class enemy, the monopoly capitalist class, and his enemy can't stand us. That's right. The working class and oppressed people of Chicago have a long history of standing up and fighting back. The masses of our city, and in particular the black, Chicano, Latino, immigrant, and working class masses are putting up a just fight against this rotten imperialist system that is tearing apart our families and occupying our neighborhoods. Are we going to stop fighting? No, we're not. It's like our siblings in Palestine say, resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
When people are occupied.
When people are occupied.
We're going to keep on resisting. We've had a lot of success in defending ourselves through our community and immigrants' rights organizations that even the border czar, or as I like to call him, the border pig, Tom Homan, had to admit it. We saw over the weekend how ICE agents shamelessly occupied the streets of downtown and detained fellow residents. Over in Broadview, protesters and journalists are being shot at, tear gassed, and brutalized. In a raid in South Shore just last night, ICE, FBI, and other federal agents knocked down doors, threw stuff all over the place, and detained 50 people, including black U.S. citizens. Shame! Shame! Trump and his lackeys are mad and are ramping up their attacks, and so we're ramping up our fight back. Ain't that right? We are building a movement to stop the raids, and our demand is legalization for all undocumented people. We in the Freedom Road Socialist Organization are building a revolutionary organization capable of sustaining this movement and building a united front against U.S. imperialism. So I'll end off with this. From Los Angeles to D.C. to all the way here in Chicago, the people are going to continue to resist until we win. The U.S. empire is crumbling, and we're not interested in putting it back together. Instead, let's fan the flames of resistance and make this country fucking ungovernable. Only then can we put all power into the hands of the people where it rightfully belongs. So say it with me. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
No human is illegal.
No human is illegal.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
No human is illegal.
No human is illegal. boots.
No Trump, no troops.
No Trump, no troops.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
Chicago isn't licking boots.
No Trump, no troops.
No Trump, no troops.
Next, I would like to welcome Jill with Jaws with Justice.
I'll hold that.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Chicago! I'm here today to say that this is what liberation fighters for decades tried to warn us about. This is fascism. We're here. It's not on its way. It's not coming. It's not imminent. It's fucking here. Does it make any sense, as the federal government shuts down, that we should see our tax dollars funding a military occupation? No. It makes no sense that millions of dollars are being spent to send these assholes to our streets. Meanwhile, all we want is fucking health care. We want health care. We want fully funded public schools. We want Social Security. We want housing. Do we think it makes any sense for shit to keep going like this? Give me a hell no. Are we gonna sit by and take this manufactured chaos? Thank you. Are we gonna let these assholes run us off our own streets? Do Chicagoans ever back down from anything? There is no space to sit by and wait for this to go away. It's just not going to. And the truth is, it's been here. Ask the generations of our black siblings who have been locked up in for-profit prisons for decades. Shame! Yes. Ask the millions of Palestinians who have been killed as corporations line their pockets. What we need right now, what we need so badly, is solidarity. Solidarity like we've never seen. The solidarity that Fred Hampton told us about. The solidarity that Assata Shakur deserved. We are no longer accepting status quo solutions, folks. We are not accepting the erasure of any of us. An injury to one is an injury to all. Say it with me. An injury to one is an injury to all. We need solidarity with federal workers, with day laborers, with teachers, nurses, warehouse workers. We need solidarity across unions, all unions, public unions, trades unions. We need solidarity across every community. We need solidarity with everyone, everywhere. We need solidarity of all working people. The only way that we get through this is together, in solidarity. There is no other way. So say it with me. Aquí estamos. Y no nos vamos. One more time louder. I know y'all can get louder. Aquí estamos. Y no nos vamos. Thank you. From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
Border walls have got to go.
Border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
Border walls have got to go.
Border walls have got to go.
Next, I would like to welcome Adam from Students for Justice in Palestine, SJP Chicago.
Desde el río hasta el mar.
Desde el río hasta el mar.
Palestina liberar.
Palestina liberar.
من المياه للمياه. فلسطين
My name is Adam, and I come from a Puerto Rican and Palestinian background, and I am fucking pissed! As we gather here today, we are not facing a struggle that is new or unfamiliar. The genocide in Gaza is just an escalation of Western violence against the people of Palestine for the goals of exploitation and domination in the region. And Trump's new plan is nothing more than a smokescreen to their colonial ambitions. The kidnapping of families and workers and the occupation of our city streets is just an escalation of policy that has been the standard in this nation since its inception. With the kidnapping of our black sisters for slavery and the genocidal colonial endeavors against the indigenous people here on Turtle Island, or the... My brothers and sisters, as our forefathers did not falter, we mustn't falter as well. We mustn't falter as well. As they gain victories in civil rights and the rights of workers, we must face every challenge we are met with just as they did, head on. We must move with a sense of justice and integrity as institutions who are supposed to uphold these values continue to fail in their end of the social contract. We the people cannot settle for less. We cannot settle for liberal institutions that will sell the people of Gaza for genocidal blood money. We cannot settle. We cannot settle for institutions that sell our black communities in South Shore to that same genocidal Department of Defense to build a quantum computing center for surveillance and warfare. We cannot settle for institutions that treat our immigrant communities like talking points and abandon them when they need them most. We, the people, cannot settle for less. We cannot settle for profit over people politics. We must say no more to all of these institutions bound together by the same capitalist corporate benefactors. And I say shame. And they say get back, but we say fight back, don't we? I would like to finish with a quote from the speech, "When an energetic and potent people cry, injustice trembles." Quote, "In short, our strength is the strength of internationalism. The ideas we fight for are the banner for the world's most honest and worthy men and women, and the certain and victorious emblem of the world tomorrow. Imperialism, capitalism, fascism, neocolonialism, racism, man's brutal exploitation of man and all its forms and manifestations are approaching their end in human history, and their maddened lackeys know it. That is why their reactions are more desperate, more hysterical, more cynical, and more impotent. Thank you. All power to the people. Free Palestine. Fuck ICE.
Power, power to the people. No one is illegal. No one is illegal. All right, please give our speakers a round of applause, everyone. Is everyone ready to march? Are we ready to march? All right.
Power to the people, no human is illegal!
Power to the people, no human is illegal.
All power to the people, no human is illegal! If we could have everyone's, we're going to start moving the truck in a bit. If we could have everyone clear the way and then get behind the truck with the panel, please. All power to the people.
There's an interview that I got back by the truck.
Chicago isn't licking boots. Know the Trump and know the truth.
So if you're just joining us here, we are at the intersection of Wacker and Michigan in downtown Chicago, where thousands of people are on the march. Is a protest against ICE deployments here in Chicago, the occupation of the city by federal authorities. This march is now just getting underway after speakers just finished up. The protest began in the shadow of Trump Tower along the river in downtown Chicago. It's now proceeding over a bridge, and they'll march around downtown Chicago for more than an hour if previous protests are anything to go by.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown. Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
We're moving to a point where we can get safely out ahead of this protest so you can get a sense of the scale here, exactly how many people are out here. Certainly more than 1,000.
Donald Trump, you stupid clown.
You see that there is a police force here, mostly serving to block traffic. There, at many of these protests, there hasn't been much in the way of interaction between the protesters and the police, other than just to stop the cars and doing a little bit of traffic management. It's been a pretty peaceful relationship between the two sides. The Chicago Police Department has said that it will not work with ICE on its increased operations here in the city. ICE has launched Operation Midway Blitz, which is an effort to try and arrest and deport even more people, splitting apart more families here in the Chicago area. You can see this crowd now as it rounds onto Michigan Avenue and is coming up over the bridge, over the Chicago River, to begin its march, taking over a good portion of downtown Chicago.
Deporting families is his game. Donald Trump is his name. Deporting families is his game. Out of our communities, out of our mosques. DHS.
As far as media presence here, you see quite a few cameras. I'll call out that most of these are either independent outlets or local outlets. There's very little in the way of national coverage out here that I have seen. The only national outlet I've seen is News Nation, which that might be coverage by convenience, because I know that News Nation has a little bit of a production presence here in Chicago. But if you're watching a live stream, you're watching our live stream right now, it's coming from independent media. So I want to call out a few names of folks who became paying members. Amira, Suzette, Tyler, John, Louisa, David, Jacob, and Mary J. Thank you all so much for supporting the on-the-ground reporting work that Status Coup does here in Chicago and across the country. We remain on the ground covering these stories long after many of the national outlets have left, showing you what the people of Chicago themselves have to say about being occupied by federal law enforcement, by ICE, who was out patrolling these downtown Chicago streets on Sunday, these very same streets that these protesters are now marching now to take back for themselves. We're one of the only independent outlets out here covering what the corporate media covers up. We need your support if you can. 16 cents a day, it's just a few bucks a month, goes to keep us on the ground, to keep providing a platform for the people to actually have their voices heard, to showcase these important stories that don't get nearly the national media coverage that they deserve. There's well over 1,000 of you watching right now. Just goes to show exactly the passion built around this issue as ICE has ramped up its actions not only here in Chicago but across the country. We've seen clashes where ICE is breaking apart families in not only here in Chicago, breaking apart communities, but also in LA, in New York. We've seen the National Guard deployed to Washington, D.C., and now federal authorities also being urged by the president to use full force, quote unquote, in Portland. All right, we're going to move through the crowd here and get some interviews. When we go to interviews, just walk with them. So again, if you're just joining us, this is the scene in downtown Chicago along Michigan Avenue where thousands of protesters have taken over the streets, the very same streets where ICE protesters took over or patrolled just yesterday, profiling people, breaking apart families. Man, would you mind if I interviewed you? I'm a reporter. All right. So first of all, what is your name? We can walk and talk.
My name is Michelle.
Michelle, give me some of your Chicago bona fides. You work here in the community. You live here for how long?
I work here. I live here. I work at a very large downtown hospital. We have patients and staff that are all really concerned about this. It's absurd that our staff should worry about trying to get to work with potential violence on the streets. The whole thing is absurd and it's illegal.
You say there potential violence on the streets. I'm assuming you're saying committed by ICE, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, what we're seeing now is completely outside the law. I mean, if you've seen the tapes, and I'm sure you have, ICE doesn't seem to mind who they put their hands on. They push people down, they harm people, they shoot people in the face. It's completely outside the law. The entire thing is illegal. The kidnappings, that's a whole other story. Without due process, it's kidnapping, and armed kidnapping is a Class X felony in the state of Illinois. All of these guys are criminals.
When you say criminals, would you like to see your elected officials bring charges against some of these?
100%. 100%. They should all be charged. I mean, that's why they wear masks. They're wearing masks because they're committing crimes every day.
So are you seeing the kind of action from your local leaders, your state leaders, your federal representatives that you would like to see on this issue?
Not really. I mean, I think there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk and there's a lot of meetings being held. But honestly, when you're dealing with people who are consistently breaking the law, when does the law matter anymore? I mean, we're learning that laws are just a set of agreements. And if one set of people no longer agrees, what do you do? And I think what everybody's trying to do right now is avoid violence. I think the ICE folks are looking for violence, and I give everyone in our community a lot of props for not engaging in violence, but we know if there is violence, we know where it's coming from.
The Trump administration is saying that it is launching Operation Midway Blitz here in Chicago, doing all this increased ICE activity. It's all in the name of public safety. But it feels like you're saying this is making our streets less safe, not more. Do I have you correct?
Well, honestly, if these guys really wanted to engage in public safety, they wouldn't be walking around the Riverwalk. They wouldn't be walking down Michigan Avenue. They would go somewhere where actual violent crime is taking place instead of doing photo ops. These guys are all about photo ops in their costumes. This is a cosplay for them. In fact, I saw a quote yesterday that one of the ICE guys said, "Wow, you have a really nice city here." I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck is that?
So, you referenced there, this is all a photo op. This is all a photo op. Very literally, yesterday, ICE actually put out a propaganda video featuring them tackling protesters out by the Broadview ICE facility. How does it make you feel to see your city used essentially as just a propaganda tool for the Trump administration to be able to say to its base, hey, look, we're doing something?
Well, it's incredibly sad that people can be that ignorant. You know, I mean, in the age of Fox lies, you know, all day long, lies, 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 when Chicago isn't even in the top 10 of, quote, violent crime cities. It's absurd. We know it's absurd because we live here. And we've gotten to a point where people are willing to accept these absurd stories. It's very, very sad.
So as you say there, it's absurd, it's ridiculous, and Chicago not ranking even in the top 10 of most violent cities in America. If you don't see crime as being an issue that needs the federal government response, at least in this form. What are some actual problems that the federal government could be coming in and helping Chicago with?
You know, it's really, at this point, it's almost a joke, because a federal budget shows and betrays what that government's priorities are. And if a government's priorities are not things like education, roads, bridges, making sure that kids have food in the schools, I mean, what actually makes a community safe? People having their basic human needs met. That is what makes a community safe. And we're talking about a federal government that's going completely in the opposite direction and making things so much worse. When they have a chance to do something good, they always make the wrong choice.
So you referenced you work at a hospital, healthcare being one of those basic human needs that people need addressed. What's a way that the federal government could help you in your job in the hospital, or help your employer actually better serve the people of Chicago?
Well, I mean, first of all, when you hear about funding cuts, I mean, I'm in oncology. So when you hear about funding cuts to cancer research, I mean, children's cancer research, this is like beyond, we're getting into evil here, you know? So if you're talking about budgetary priorities, which is not my expertise at all, but do you want people to have preventive health care? Do you want people to be able to avoid these chronic lifestyle illnesses that all that takes is some education? All that takes is throwing some budgetary resources towards teaching people and also helping people have access to healthy food, for example. If people had healthy food, they wouldn't end up with diabetes in the numbers that they do, and then ending up in the healthcare meat grinder. There's so much that could be fixed here. But, I mean, there's no imagination. There's no problem solving. There's just like taking a hammer to people, and that's just going to get us nowhere.
I want to take a moment. We've been talking about some very now abstract problems. I've kind of pulled us out of where we are. I want to get a sense from you. What does it feel like to be surrounded by your friends, neighbors, community members here in this moment, in this protest, taking over these streets right now? What's the feeling?
Well, first of all, where are you from?
I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Welcome. Always
Thank you.
nice to have people from Wisconsin. What does it feel like? The protest movement here in Chicago is very solid. I mean, when the word goes out to have people come, people respond. And it reminds you that when you look at your neighbors in the eye and you understand that everybody wants the same thing, we just can't seem to agree on how. Seeing everyone's humanity here and seeing everyone's passion and everyone's caring for each other. If anybody fell on the ground, we'd pick them up. It's that kind of vibe. And I've always felt extremely safe here in Chicago protesting, always. I mean, you know there's risks, but everybody has the vibe of we will take care of each other. And we take that vibe off of the protest march and back into regular life. A lot of communities have formed because of this that might not have formed otherwise.
I think we've seen the effectiveness of protests here in Chicago. It was previous demonstrations like this earlier in the month that put pressure on the governor to then say that he would sue the Trump administration if they brought the National Guard in here, and that caused the president then to back off of those threats. You seem like you have a lot of energy. How long do you feel like there is the energy in this community to remain in the streets, to continue to demand change and something better for the city?
Well, I think there's endless energy, but I think we're also starting to understand that we have to trade off. I mean, there are people today that wanted to be here and couldn't be here because you can't be at every march. So as long as there's the understanding that sometimes we have to send the ball back and forth, I think the energy is pretty infinite.
I want to thank you for taking all this time to talk to me. Your name one more time was?
Michelle.
Michelle, thank you very much.
Questions. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate the time. I'll let you get back to participating in the protest. Thank you. You too.
I hope you're actually a good guy.
I hope so too. Thank you. My name's JT. JT, and we are with Status Coup. We are an online independent progressive outlet, and we're streaming right now, so I'm kind of talking out to our audience of about 1,500 right now, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. You get a sense for the scale here. That's just one protester that we've heard the voice of. That's just Michelle. But you can see out here well over 1,000 people of a similar mind to her. I'll be going around. I'll be finding even more interviews and more voices to hear from in this crowd. But if you can, support this independent on-the-ground work. Like this video, share it with people so that this voice of this crowd gets out. There is not near enough media attention on what is happening in Chicago right now as national media outlets begin to chase every distracting action that the Trump administration takes across the country. They're spread out, and it makes it so hard for the people here in Chicago to get their voice out. We are one of the few independent on-the-ground outlets here in Chicago telling these stories. Please share this video, like, subscribe to our channel, and if you can, for just a few cents a day, a few dollars a month, becoming a supporting member allows us to remain on the ground in places like Chicago to continue to tell these stories so that they do not go ignored, that the pleas of these communities can continue to get out there. Status Coup News, we're an online independent progressive outlet. Would you mind doing an interview with me? No? That's all right. It's all right.
Stand up, fight back!
Sorry, sir. I'm a reporter with Status Coup. We're an online independent.
Stand up, fight back!
Interviewed you for a little bit.
Stand up, fight back!
All right. So I'll have you start just by say and spell your name so we can get it right underneath your face when we put it on screen.
Alex. A-L-E-X.
Wonderful. Start by giving me your identity as somebody from the Chicago area. You live here, you work here for how long?
I live and work in Chicago. I've been here over a decade now, and it's home.
It's home. Home for over a decade. What we've heard from the Trump administration is that the ICE action here in this community is about safety. Have you ever felt unsafe in Chicago in any real sense?
No, Chicago's been the safe place for me. I moved here and felt the safest I've ever felt as a gay person. It's an inclusive city, and it's one that just like prioritizes all the people. I've never felt unsafe in Chicago.
Never felt unsafe in 10 years of living here in this community. Sorry, I just wanted to emphasize that point for our audience. So what was the message that you wanted to come out here and deliver? You felt compelled enough to be here in the streets today. What was it that you wanted to say?
Immigrants are the most important part of our city and our country.
And can you give me even an anecdotal example of how you see that immigrant community here in Chicago adding value to your life, to this city?
Immigrants are people who come together, even if they're from different groups. They come here to be a part of our country and our community, and it shows. I work with cancer patients, and I work with a lot of patients who are immigrants, and the community that they build while they're sitting in the waiting room, even when they're from all over the world, is something that's just beautiful.
So, and that's a moving anecdote in and of itself, that you get to see people there at some of their most vulnerable, and to see them come together like that. I mean, it's kind of it's a bit of a moving thing. How's it made you feel to see ICE officers, covered faces in, like almost like combat gear out here patrolling some of these very same streets that we are now walking in, here occupying your community that you've called home for 10 years?
They're trying to destroy everything good that we have here.
In what way do you see that destruction happening? Even if it's just little moments that you've seen through social media, through yourself in person, what have you seen that you're like, that is actively degrading, Chicago?
I go to a flea market that is mostly immigrant vendors. It's probably 30% of the vendors there than there were a few weeks ago. They're afraid to come and support their families.
Right, and I should note that this is an administration that claims at least to be, for the working man, for small business, for free markets. And here we have in a farmer's market, the smallest and freest market that you'll come across in the United States. And we're seeing impacts there on the streets of Chicago. Small vendors trying to make their way in the world, afraid to come out. And then people like yourself who want to be customers, not able to get, some of the goods and services that you go there to get.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. So did you come out here by yourself, with others?
I came here by myself. I heard about it probably 30 minutes before it started.
And so, that's almost like an exercise in bravery of itself. Like, you saw it. Like, walk me through what you went through in your mind. Like, why you reasoned you should be here tonight.
Yes, I have been just so angry, and I needed to be here to support our community and to tell Donald Trump that we are not supportive of this fascist agenda.
Is this your first protest? Have you been at others?
I've been to other big protests.
One thing that I was struck by, I've been here now for several of the protests in Chicago, and earlier in the month we saw demonstrations like this put pressure on the governor to, eventually he came out and said that he would sue the Trump administration if they put National Guard soldiers in the city, and that caused the president then to back off of that threat, if at least temporarily. So there's clearly an effect that demonstrations like this have. Do you have the energy level to keep going, to continue to put pressure on this administration? How long do you feel like you have the energy to keep out here in the streets?
I have the energy to keep going. I am a person who does not have any kids. I don't have a whole lot of things that are going to tie me down. I have a lot of privilege as a white male, and I'm here to help.
I'll let you get going here real quick, but before I do, is there anything else that, I've only talked to you for a few minutes. I'm sure there's so much of your story we haven't even begun to tease out, but is there anything big that you really feel like in an interview like this that you would want to say, or a detail that you think I should have teased out that I haven't, that you would want to talk about before we move on here and show some of the rest of the crowd?
I don't think so.
No, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Let's go reset. We'll go out. So if you've joined us here in just the last few minutes, and there's a lot of you watching right now, first of all, thank you for being with us. This is the scene in downtown Chicago right now along Michigan Avenue, where protesters have occupied the exact same streets that ICE officers have occupied in just the last few days and weeks here. We saw them out patrolling these downtown streets on Sunday, profiling people, arresting them, splitting up families, splitting up communities. And these protesters are out demanding the Trump administration get ICE officers out of Chicago. Chicago police have said that they will not be working with ICE, as have the rest of the city. Her son with the being American
Hi, ma'am. I'm a reporter with Status Coup. Would you mind if I interviewed you about why you wanted to be out here today? Sure. Okay. All right. We'll keep walking and talking if that's all right. So we don't have to interrupt your protests. All right. So if I could have you start just by spell your name so that way we can get it right when we put it below you on screen.
It's Jerry, Gerri.
Jerry, nice to meet you. I'm JT. So I wanted to start by just getting your Chicago bona fides. How long have you, I don't know if you live in the city, or you work here, or just in the area?
I grew up in the city. I live in the suburbs now.
Now you live in the suburbs. And we've seen, of course, ICE operations, not just within the city of Chicago, but also in the surrounding communities. It's in Broadview, Illinois, where the actual ICE facility is located. Sorry, that's just a little bit of background there for our audience. So what made you feel compelled to come out into the streets today?
This is just wrong. This is not America. I don't know what this is, but it's not America. I happen to be Jewish, and this is a repeat. I've resisted for so long making comparisons between Hitler and what's going on here, but I can't ignore it anymore. I live in fear.
And I should say that's not a comparison that I think anyone makes lightly between what's happening in the United States and some of the actions that happen to fascist regimes in the 20th century. I just want to call that out to our audience as something that is a profound observation. So what is the message that you came to deliver to the Trump administration here today? I guess really what I'm asking you to do is kind of set up your sign for me.
So I want the Constitution to not be unconstitutional. I mean, I thought the Supreme Court would save us. There's no one coming. The Supreme Court isn't saving us.
It's becoming very difficult to hear ourselves think, to hear ourselves talk. Out here it is so loud, there is so much energy. John, just lift that camera up. Show this crowd right now going absolutely wild. I think they have to have heard us in Washington with all of that noise. So you had said that you thought the Supreme Court might come to save you. That hasn't happened.
The courts aren't saving us. The Congress isn't saving us. And so the judiciary, so the executive branch has taken over the government. And the companies, the corporations, which was our last guardrail, have folded.
So in that, all you really have left, it seems, then is this. And that is the collective power, the collective voice of people.
Right. To know that they're not alone. One person alone can't do anything, but all of these people can be heard.
For people who, just seeing it through a camera lens, some of the feeling of being here in the crowd might not come through. What do you feel, that sense of solidarity? Do you feel a sense of power being here? What does it feel like to be in this crowd right now?
Absolutely. It makes me feel like I'm not alone. It's much less depressing than when I just watch the news. I feel like I'm doing something.
Absolutely. So you referenced in there that in your previous answer that Congress hasn't come in to help. How are you feeling about your leaders right now? Local leaders, state leaders, your representatives, are they doing enough to save, to help address some of the occupation that we're seeing right now in Chicago?
I don't know what more our local leaders can do. I think they're doing everything that they can do. So I'm happy with them. It's the federal leaders that I want to strangle them all.
Wow.
Don't put that was just a figure of speech.
Of course, just a figure of speech.
Not a flood of violence.
Something that we have to be very careful about, getting carried away with, hyperbole, I understand. So when you say leaders, I mean, is that frustration leveled at Democrats too, the party in the opposition to the administration?
It is. They keep folding. They're playing a game. They're playing by rules that don't exist anymore.
What do you see? What do you see as some of the what tactics would you like to see them use? What power would you like to see them exert?
Shut the government down.
So that is something that I've talked to a lot of people out here over the last several days about if the government should be shut down or not. You are very much in that pro camp.
Shut them down.
What do you see to be gained through shutting down the government right now?
Chaos. Complete chaos. Because we're not getting... We got too many people sitting on the couches going, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect me. I'm going to get my Social Security check. I don't care. Whatever it is, they're going to get their stuff. When they're not getting their stuff, they're going to do something.
You expect then more people to be demanding change, demanding action.
I do.
So what are some ways, rather, it seems like very much against ICE being here in the city, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I assume.
Yes, I am.
Okay. What are some other ways the Trump administration could be actually, like if suddenly there was a change of heart tomorrow, what are some ways that you could see the federal government actually investing in the city of Chicago and helping address some of its real problems?
I'm not against deportation. I'm against illegal deportation. I'm against people not getting justice. No hearings. When they can just pick you up off the street because they don't like the way you look. I mean, come on.
And just noting for our audience, that is a reference to some of the profiling, the direct profiling that we've seen happen here on Chicago streets just in the last few days. That ICE is stopping people based just on how they look, and then inquiring about immigration status and making arrests that way.
Even if they have papers, they don't care.
Right. Anything else that you would want to add about what it feels like for people who don't live here in Chicago? Anything else before I let you go that you would want to add about what it feels like to live here right now? What it feels like to be on the streets?
If this is about crime and stopping crime, they shouldn't be in Michigan Avenue. That's not where the crime is. You want to be in crime? Go into the areas that are crime-ridden. But they're not doing that.
And is it really just a matter of putting ICE officers on the street, or do you want to see crime addressed through other means?
I don't want to see crime addressed through federal means. I think that we're more than capable of making things better, and things can be improved, and I don't think that just going in and busting heads is the answer.
Jerry, thank you very much for talking to me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All right. All right, so again, just one voice of many out here in the crowd, hundreds and hundreds. We'll continue to interview people as we continue to march here, as we make our way down Michigan Avenue. If you've joined us here in just the last few minutes, we are on Michigan Avenue in downtown Chicago. It was here on Sunday when ICE officers were out patrolling, making arrests here in downtown Chicago. But even before that, they have been out in force in many of these Chicago neighborhoods and surrounding communities, making arrests, disappearing people, breaking up families, breaking up communities as they occupy this city. Without the consent of the governor, of the local leaders here, who have said that they do not want this federal intervention, at least certainly not in this form that we have seen over the last few days. Instead, the state and local leaders have called out the fact that Chicago's crime rate is dropping. It has dropped precipitously in just the last few years, according to numbers from the Chicago Police Department. And this deployment of ICE is entirely under the guise of public safety. But as we've heard from voice after voice in talking to people on the ground here in Chicago, they have repeatedly said that they feel less safe with ICE agents out in their communities, that they are worried about either being profiled themselves or having somebody they know be profiled and caught up in this immigration system, possibly being deported, having negative impacts on their community. And they also have called out examples where ICE officers themselves have assaulted people, harmed people directly, hit one demonstrator with a truck. They knocked over a veteran just a few days ago and injured and arrested him after he was knocked over by the ICE agent. That was somehow the veteran's fault who fell over. So again, people just saying we feel less safe here in Chicago with ICE on our streets. And that's all through our on-the-ground reporting that you're hearing a lot of these voices, and that's what makes Status Coup so crucial, because as you look around through this crowd, you'll see quite a few cameras, most of them from local media outlets. A lot of the national outlets are gone.
My was an opera singer in the 1900s.
And your name is, sir?
Guitar Jim.
Guitar Jim, nice to meet you. I'm JT with
I got my voice from her.
Got it. A lot of excited people out here in the crowd who all want to have their voices heard on this important issue. And a lot of people not feeling heard in this moment. I'm going to have John, if you could, I know you're walking too, but if you could just lift up again, show just the size of this crowd here. just kind of give a reset, give a little bit of an illustration as to the scope here. We're seeing hundreds and hundreds of protesters. I would say it's at least 1,000, if not more, that are out in these streets right now, taking over these streets. As far as police presence, there's been running along one side of the crowd that is marching here through downtown Chicago. There's a lot of officers on bicycles that are really just there for traffic management purposes. There's been very little interaction between law enforcement and the protesters, not just at this demonstration, but at several of the demonstrations that preceded this one in the in the last several weeks that these demonstrations have been taking over downtown Chicago. That relationship between the protesters and law enforcement is quite cordial to the extent that it even exists. They mostly are just doing their job, and the protesters are out here making their voice heard in these non-violent protests and non-violent demonstrations that have been met with a lot of force from ICE demonstrators. This protest has been organized by the Coalition Against the Trump Agenda. It is a group of Chicago organizations, some of which are labor organizations, others are just civic groups, but they have been out here organizing these protests over the last several weeks, and not just doing protests like this. They have also been doing education with the community, telling them how to interact with ICE agents when they are out making arrests in the communities, teaching them how to properly record and document ICE protests, as well as how to report ICE raids to relevant organizations who can get out and offer legal services to some of these people who are being caught up in the immigration system and potentially deported.
When refugees are under attack, what do we do? When refugees are under attack, what do we do? When black people are under attack, what do we do? When black people are under attack, what do we do? When trans people are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Stand up.
What do we do? So get up and take a stand. Get up and take a stand. Chicago fights hand in hand. Chicago fights hand in hand. When they come, we don't freeze. When they come, we don't freeze. We organize, we take the streets. We organize, we take the streets. When they come, we don't freeze. When they come, we don't freeze. We organize, we take the streets. We organize, we take the streets. Tell me what community looks like. Tell me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like. Show me what community looks like. Show me what community looks like. Show me what community looks like. Aquí estamos y no nos
Obviously, I'm a reporter with Status Coup News. We're not independent outlet. Would you mind if I did an interview with you, my cameraman?
¡Nos regresamos! ¡Adelante! ¡Adelante! ¡La lucha es constante! 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 ¡El pueblo unido jamás será vencido! 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 The people united will never be defeated! 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 Not another nickel! Not another dime!
Give him a moment to get set.
Money for Trump's pride! No more money for Trump's pride! Not another nickel! Not another dime! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Trump's
Ready?
pride!
All right, so I'll have you start. If you could just spell your name so when we put it below you on the screen, we get it right.
It's Brianna Stumpf. That's Brianna. Last name is Stumpf, as in Frank.
Thank you. And it was I couldn't quite hear you over all the noise out here. For folks, it is very loud out here. So the first name was
Brianna, but I go by Bri.
Bree. So Bree, I wanted to first ask, why did you feel compelled to be out here in the streets tonight?
I mean, it's just ridiculous that Trump is trying to bring troops into American cities, and he's trying to distract, basically, from everything that's going on, and I just don't think it's American to have National Guard here. There's no reason for it. He's just trying to intimidate.
How is it, so give me a little bit of your relationship to Chicago. Do you live here, you work here, and for how long?
I live and I work here. I've lived here for over 15 years.
15 years. In that time, the Trump administration has said that they're doing this in the name of public safety.
It isn't public safety. Absolutely not. I've lived in parts of Chicago that aren't as nice as like where I live now. There is absolutely no safety concern and no reason to have National Guard troops or ICE agents here. There is no reason for it whatsoever. And I will tell you what, I say that as someone who was mugged at gunpoint in St. Louis, Missouri.
So you're calling out an experience you had in another city, one where you, I'm assuming, saying like maybe federal resources should be directed there, is I'm assuming what you're saying? Oh, thank you. We're in the middle of a live interview right now. Can I talk to you just a second? Sorry about that. We appreciate it, though.
I mean, it's very clear that Trump is specifically targeting Democratic cities, cities where people don't agree with him, we didn't vote for him, we're opposed to what he's doing. If you look at, like, the crime statistics, I don't think Chicago even makes the top 25. And crime is down in Chicago.
So when you, if it's not a sense of safety, when you see ICE officers on the street, what are the emotions, what are the feelings that you get seeing them out in these communities?
I mean, it makes me angry. They shouldn't be trying to intimidate us and our neighbors. Like, they're racially profiling people. They're not necessarily going to go after me because I'm white, but they're going to go after people who are minorities, and it's not okay. It's un-American.
You're saying, you know, un-American, it's not okay. I have, to your mind, what would be a more American response to Chicago? Like, what is something the federal government could do more patriotic that would actually help this community rather than sending in armed officers to arrest people?
Well, I believe that the administration is withholding federal funding from Chicago, so that's a huge issue. And if you want to talk about gun violence, we have pretty good gun laws, but it comes from neighboring cities, like neighboring states, I mean, that have more lax gun laws. So, I mean, that's a huge issue if you want to cut down violent crime, is gun violence and dealing with the guns.
And you're calling out a problem, for people at home, you're calling out a problem where even though Illinois might have laws that are designed to address gun violence, the very close neighboring state of Indiana, for example, much more relaxed gun laws, makes those firearms easier to get, which might be having an impact on Chicago's gun crime rates.
Absolutely.
So, what are some issues where you could see like federal dollars, federal resources? Let's imagine that the federal government had a change of heart tomorrow, and they pulled out the ICE agents and they said, we're going to take that same amount of money and resources and we're going to actually invest it in a way that would help Chicago. What are some of those places where you would like to see federal money be spent?
They should be spent in our schools, at mental health facilities, healthcare, like hospitals, but also just healthcare as well, which is frankly the reason why the Democrats are not agreeing to the continuing resolution right now, because of rising healthcare costs that is going to take millions of people off their coverage or just increase it substantially.
So would your message be to Democratic leadership right now to shut down the government to try and get some of those healthcare concessions from the president?
Absolutely. The Republicans have made it very clear that they have no intention of negotiating. They don't want to work with Democrats, and they're not even trying to compromise or come to any sort of bipartisan stance. They're just saying, this is what we want, take it or leave it, and that's not how a democracy works.
Are you feeling like you're seeing enough in terms of action from Democratic leadership? Are they being outspoken enough to help cities like Chicago that are being targeted by this administration?
I think it depends on who you're talking about. I definitely see a lot of Democrats who are doing things, standing up, speaking out. I love what Newsom's been doing. I love what our Governor Pritzker, is doing. I believe the mayor in Portland and the governor also have been very strong as well. But when it comes to leadership in Congress, I think Schumer is not doing a great job of selling any sort of messaging, and Jeffries has gotten better, but I think paired with not Schumer, he would be much more effective.
Got it. So, I'm going to bring this to a close here. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Bree. But I want to just acknowledge that, like, you and I, we've only had a couple of minutes to talk, so I'm sure there's all kinds of your life experience that could be relevant to talking about these issues that we haven't touched on. Is there anything important that you really think I should have asked that I haven't? Anything I haven't given you the chance to share that you would like to?
Honestly, there's a lot going on right now, so I'm sure I'll think of something later, but I can't think of anything at the moment.
There is a ton going on right now. It is very busy. Bree, thank you very much for your time. You can hardly hear yourself think out here. It is so loud. And of course, I say that right as there's a lull in the talking. But yeah, it is very loud out here. I am shouting into the microphone right now just to be able to be heard. But we want to also hear from more of the voices here on the ground here in Chicago. Hi. You would come up to us very excited because you would recognize the mic flag.
Hi, so I've been following Status Coup for a while now, at least several months. And yeah, it was actually just super exciting. Like, oh, that's cool.
Well, thank you for coming up and showing your support and expressing your support for us. We really appreciate that. Would you be open to an interview right now about why you're out here? So what's your name?
So my name is Ogechi.
Is what? I'm sorry?
My name is Ogechi.
I couldn't quite make that out.
My name is Ogechi.
I'm probably going to mispronounce that. I really apologize. Just because I can barely hear you out here. But give the viewers a sense for why you wanted to be out here tonight.
Because my parents are immigrants. My parents are and look, sure it might not be me today, but it doesn't mean it's not going to be me tomorrow. But why we cannot let these fascist pigs completely destroy us.
And what's some action that you would like to see from your leaders right now to support the positions that you have, the action that is happening out here tonight? What are ways that you would like to see your leaders, your elected representatives, back you up in this moment?
This might be a pretty long list, but I'll try to make it short. One fucking fight! What the hell are you guys doing just sitting on your asses? We need more than tweets. We need actual action. At least for immigration, you guys don't say a damn thing. Heck, just give, like, driver's license for all. Just try to actually do something. Heck, for the farmers. I mean, shit, I've actually, like, been writing an entire list of policy demands. That's, like, I mean, it's, like, democratic socialist, but... And then I have economic bill of rights, digital bill of rights, farmers bill of rights. Dude, get a farmers bill of rights and say, hey, we are going to revitalize rural America. We're going to wheel you out, but we're also going to make sure that none of these private equity firms or even these fucking big agro reports will take you guys out and actually keep it help our communities.
I'm going to pause our interview right here just because it's so loud from the speakers that it makes it very hard for us to communicate. So I want to just kind of turn the camera towards the speakers right now, and hopefully we can hear a little bit about what they're saying right now.
To win! We must love each other and support each other! We have nothing to lose but our chains! We have nothing to lose but our chains! Make some noise, Chicago!
Thank you, everybody. Please walk home. Walk home together in groups. There will be marshals that will be walking people to the train stations. There will be marshals walking people to their cars. Please be safe. See you next time.
What's that? Yep. Yeah, I want to finish this one and then grab a couple more. So, you had been talking about you felt the need to be out here because your parents were immigrants. So, can you give me a little bit of their story, how they came to the country, and how that's impacted you and made it feel like so important for you to be out here?
Okay. So my parents came. My dad came first in like the 70s, and my mom came like late 80s. So my dad came for like education, and he like stayed, became an engineer. My mom, registered nurse. And just to say, like, oh, immigrants are stupid. Yeah, both my parents came as masters. In fact, if you go to like Nigerians, we're like the most educated soccer group in the entire country. And then also, because my parents wanted a better life. That's usually what happens, but. I guess another reason why I'm here is because I guess empathy. And
a more cynical person might say, well, you know, your parents are here, they're fine now, so why be the need out here? Why stand up for others?
Because we must. We must protect each other. We must look after and care for each other. And also, that doesn't mean squat. Trump's trying to get rid of birthright citizenship. He's trying to get a naturalization. So
you see it as almost like a domino effect that they come for one group now, and potentially your family could be next or down the line for where the persecution comes from. Do I have you correct there?
Yes.
So what has been your feeling just being out here among all of these people? Like, give the folks at home a sense for what it's like here.
Look, I'm going to say that this place is... Yeah, okay. Chicago has been misrepresented in the news a lot, and honestly, it's even before Trump, but it does give me hope that people are willing to stand up and say no.
Thank you very much for talking to us this evening. I'm going to try and grab a few more of these demonstrators before everybody disperses, so I just want to say thank you and for talking to us and for being a fan of Status Coup. And if you folks at home wanted to be a fan, wanted to be a supporter, first of all, starting with this video, liking it, sharing it so that the stories here from on the ground in Chicago can get out. that would be the number one thing you can do. Second, subscribe, so that way you can see more of the stories and the important journalism that we're doing here, but not only here, but in other places, and then becoming a paying subscriber as well.
Let them know we're going to be here going live for you for the weekend protest.
Yes. Yes, we are going to continue to be here on the ground in Chicago through the weekend. There are already protests scheduled for outside of the Broadview, Illinois ICE facility. That is where ICE is doing a lot of its operations. It's based out of doing a lot of processing of people at that facility. It's been the scene for a lot of clashes between ICE and protesters, where ICE has just brutalized a lot of the protesters, assaulted them. We're going to continue to be on the ground there, where John, our cameraman, has been tear gassed. We've been shot at with rubber bullets and with pepper bullets, and we're going to continue to show you that unvarnished truth of what it's actually like on the ground out there. So an important reason to subscribe, so you can continue to see those stories. They're going to open up this street now, so we need to move off to the side. John, let's get over this way. Yeah. So we can try and talk to some more of these protesters, give you more of a sense for what it's like out here in downtown Chicago right now. Would you be willing to do an interview with me?
Oh, sure, yeah.
All right, love it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we got you. So I'll have you start just by spell your name, so that way we get it right when we put it up on screen.
Sure. So my name is Sharon. That's Sheron. Last name is Shapiro. Shapiro.
So Sharon, what brought you out here today? Why did you want to be out here, and what was the message you were hoping to deliver?
Well, you know, the more of us who come out here, the better. Like, we can no longer remain complicit. People can't afford to stay at home in this moment. Our neighbors are being kidnapped. It's just, we have to do something about it, and we have to be out here as often as we can.
Yeah, I want to call out there, just because you're almost saying it in a list of things as if it's one after the other, like they're all like of equal weight. But like, I want to call out the fact that she's saying our neighbors are being kidnapped. Things that would be front page news if anybody but the federal government had done it. You know, it would be a crime if anybody else had done it.
This is how fascists act, and this is, we're not heading there, we are there. And so it is our obligation as citizens to be out in the streets. We can't allow this because, and I know that this is cliche, I know this is something that everybody says, but no one is safe. We keep us safe. When they come for one, they come for all.
The Trump administration has said, hey, we're doing this in the name of safety. This is about making Chicago a safer place. When you see ICE out in these communities, in your community, do you feel safer?
Absolutely not. No, there's nothing safe about ICE in communities. If anything, like, they make us less safe because they're racially profiling people. They don't care who they pick up. Everything the Trump administration says is a lie. ICE, their faces are always covered, so there's no way to identify them. People don't know if they're being picked up or they're being kidnapped. And again, I'd like to reiterate that they are indeed being kidnapped.
Yeah, absolutely. And your sign here said, out of Illinois, ICE out of everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, so out of everywhere. So we, obviously we're Chicagoans, we stand with Chicago, but we also stand with LA. We also stand with Memphis. We stand with, New Orleans. We stand with anyone who is occupied not only by ICE, but by the National Guard or any federal force that the lying Trump administration deems necessary.
Yeah, and just to call out some of those example cities, in Los Angeles, we've seen the ICE crackdowns there in that city. We've brought you reporting from the streets of Los Angeles, talking about New Orleans, where in Louisiana, the governor there inviting in federal resources, just like as happened in Tennessee and to the city of Memphis, saying
black-run cities, by the way.
Right, yeah, identifying a through line there of black-run cities, referring to the mayors of those communities, including Mayor Johnson here in Chicago. So you were talking about the theme of solidarity with those other communities.
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about the solidarity here. Do you feel a sense of solidarity in these protests in the city more broadly?
Absolutely. I mean, we're here. You know, we have people in Broadview. We have within this particular collaboration, we have 50 different organizations. So these are unions. These are socialist organizations. These are we have CARPER. We have civil liberties organizations, and everybody knows that what's going on isn't right. And the only way that we're going to push back against this administration and these kidnappings is through solidarity.
And outside of these protests, do you feel that sense of solidarity? Meaning, is the city of Chicago of one mind? I've been struck outside of this protest. I was talking to people on the streets here in Chicago before this protest began, before the protesters had started to congregate, and near unanimous voice was, we feel less safe with ICE on our streets. That's just me talking to a few people. In your day-to-day life, is that the sentiment that's being expressed? Absolutely.
I mean, even if you're sitting in your apartment and you can hear helicopters overhead, you know, that doesn't feel safe, knowing that our neighbors are being kidnapped in South Shore, which is, you know, a couple miles from where I live. That doesn't feel safe. And they're not, you know, picking up people just who are undocumented. They're picking up citizens. They're picking up anyone who isn't white. The Supreme Court has allowed them to racially profile people. And so that's just another problem. But no, there is absolutely no safety. And that's very evident in, how people around the city feel.
Do you feel like your leaders, local, state, federal, your representatives, are they doing enough to push back on the Trump administration in this moment?
They're doing quite a bit. Mayor Johnson is doing what he can do. You know, Governor Pritzker is doing what he can do. But I feel like they can do more. When you see what's happening in Broadview, I mean, the mayor, you know, Katrina Thompson, she finally spoke out, which is good because what was going on was starting to affect her community. But there has to be something more we can do, because there's no way that this is legal. I mean, not that we know what that is anymore, unfortunately, but it doesn't feel legal.
You're calling out what at least I'm getting the sense is like you're seeing as like inspirational action from Mayor Thompson in Broadview, Illinois, spoke out about the ICE actions there as they are clashing with protesters out there, assaulting protesters outside of the ICE facility, sending a letter out to a letter to ICE, to federal leadership, telling them that that they're upset by the actions that ICE officers are taking there in the community, and federal leadership responding by saying, kind of intimating threats against that community of, hey, we'll patrol, you know, it's just going to make us do
the entire community. And the chief of police said that he had never been spoken to so disrespectfully by another member of law enforcement. And so if that's not indicative of how lawless they are, I don't know what it is.
Those implicit threats, does that give you any pause in you being out here in the streets or wanting your leadership to speak out for fear that it might redound to increased enforcement on your community? Is that effective on you?
It does. No, it's not effective at all. I mean, we are going to be out here because what's the alternative? You know, what's the alternative? If we're not, then they've won. So whether we're here or we're in Broadview, and of course, you know, people going out to Broadview have to kind of measure how safe they feel doing that, but we need to be everywhere.
Thank you very much for talking to me this evening.
Welcome.
I end every interview with the same question, which is there any question I haven't asked you that I should have? Anything I haven't given you the opportunity to say that you knew you would like to? Or anything that, you know, just in the little bit that I've interacted with you that I wouldn't know to ask about, but you think would be interesting to share in an interview like this?
I'm sure I'll think about it. As
soon as you walk away.
As soon as I walk away.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for covering this.
Appreciate it. Thanks for talking. What do you think, John? Wrap, or do you want to keep going? You still want some more? All right. A veteran?
He may have left. But maybe just the couple here, the black woman and the white guy.
Yeah, I'll ask him. They're in the middle of another interview right now. We could kill a little bit of time if you want me to reset real quick. Just.
Some people from the FRSO over here who
Sure.
might be willing to speak up.
Yeah.
The man in the red hat is one of the leaders right here.
Pardon me, guys. Sorry to interrupt. I'm a reporter with Status Coup News. We're an online independent progressive outlet. Curious if I could get an interview with somebody about why you wanted to be out here. I know that somebody from your organization actually spoke at the beginning and addressed, like, just kind of getting the sense of, like, why are we out here? You know, why is it important to continue to address what ICE is doing? How does it make you feel safer in your communities the way the president, you know, says that he's trying to do here? Would you be willing to speak to it?
I didn't want to speak.
Uh-oh. I talked at you too much, and now that means that you're the volunteer, I guess. I'm so sorry, man.
You're good.
All right, but come on over here. All right, so I'll have you. So we're gonna give John a second just to get our camera framed up here for us. So when I introduce you, I'll ask you to first spell your name, so that way when we put it below you on screen that it's correct. So I'll have you start there. What's your name? Can you say and spell it for me?
My name is Gio, G-I-O.
Gio, and what group are you with, Gio?
I'm with the Freedom Road Socialist Organization.
And your organization was one of several that we heard speak. Was it actually you who did the speaking? I was seeing it from behind, so I couldn't see everybody who was talking. Different comrade. Got it. So your organization, one of the many that spoke here in the lead up to the march. Why did you feel like it was important to have your voices heard tonight? And what was the message that your organization sought to deliver to the 1,000+ Chicagoans who showed out for today's protest?
Yeah, we came out here to give the people what they want, and that's a place to stand up and fight back against these attacks. The attacks coming down by the federal government, by the Trump administration, are against what the people of Chicago want. And so what we're giving them is a platform. We're giving them the streets to take power and say that they want no troops and ICE in our city.
What I've been struck by in covering protest after protest after protest down here over the last several weeks is how much the energy level has remained elevated. I thought you would see an explosion of interest at the start and then maybe it peter as it goes along, but we have seen so much outpouring of emotion here in the streets, and this might have been the loudest, most impressive protest that we have seen yet. What are you attributing that energy level here in Chicago to?
Well, you know, Trump and these attacks are creating a crisis. He's only snowballing the crisis happening in this country and the people's anger and desperation for some way out of this situation. So it's only snowballing and will most likely to continue as troops actually land on the city and roam around in the city.
Yeah. I've heard people use, and I've been using it myself, like an occupation. I mean, that's what it feels like, right? When you have all of these, they're outfitted like soldiers. Their faces are covered on patrols, on marches through downtown Chicago. As somebody who calls this place home, what does it feel like when you see that in your community?
Well, it's definitely, it's fucked up. What's it called? We're, black and brown people in the city are used to our communities being occupied by the Chicago Police Department. These police cars roaming around and harassing the neighborhood and harassing the young people. The troops on the city is just an escalation of that and a worsening of that.
So if an escalation, as you say it, like if an escalation with just throwing more law enforcement and more violent tactics at I don't even know if you want to call it the problem. Maybe that's giving in to the administration's framing here on this issue of it being one of public safety. Right. If just throwing more police, now federal police, here at Chicago, what is the way that this community could actually begin to address some of the needs that you see here in your community? Like what are the federal resources that actually could come to bear that would actually help Chicago?
Well, it's pretty simple. The progressive mayor, Brandon Johnson, has said it. Investing in our communities, investing in housing and education, in mental health resources. That's what we need for our communities to be safe and for our people to live a righteous life. what Trump is doing, he knows what he's doing is not about safety and is more about bringing terror into the city. His plan isn't one of calming our cities down or bringing peace and law and order back into Chicago.
So we've seen that, I've heard that sentiment echoed again and again and again. When I ask people that question here in Chicago, it is they call out education, they call out housing, they call out mental health resources. The three that you listed, they say those three over and over and over again. Why? I mean, that just kind of to me speaks of like a pent-up need. Can you begin to address like what are some of the systemic problems that are causing Chicago not to get those resources that it needs? Or maybe they're already doing it in some capacity and it's just not happening fast enough. I mean, what are some of like the underlying problems that are keeping, if everybody's of the same mind of these are the things that we need, what's preventing the solution here from actually happening?
Yeah, well, you know, within City Hall and in our city, there are people we say are followers of the Trump agenda. You know, we used to say these were neoliberal politicians who cared more about serving the corporations and the billionaires in the city rather than the people. And we have these nasty ghouls, these followers of Trump that are sustaining the system of underfunding our resources and giving in to the reactionary government's desires of our city. In the local level, that's why organizers wage campaigns against people in our city who are enabling Trump's agenda. That's why we had that demonstration against Attorney Burke. We see her as a follower of the Trump agenda, one who stands on the side of the billionaires, of the millionaires, and of the reactionaries, the racist reactionaries that value occupying our city, occupying our neighborhoods rather than investing in them.
I've asked several people this question, and I think I already know your answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you see that your local, state, federal representatives, leaders are doing enough to resist this federal government and help Chicago in this moment?
They are not, and that's why the people are organizing, and that's why new leaders and new organizers are emerging to organize the people and bring power to the people.
Is a potential solution here? I mean, should the federal government shut down to at least, I heard one woman in the crowd today say, cause chaos. I mean, it's chaos here in Chicago now. Make it for the whole country so people get, you know, perhaps motivated into action. Do you share that sentiment, or do you feel differently?
Well, we share that we want a society and a system where working and oppressed peoples are in power. The Trump administration is in the way of that, and we're going to push them out the way, and we're going to establish something that actually is in service of the people.
Gio, thank you so much for talking to me here tonight. I'll end with the same question I end every interview with, which is there any question I haven't asked you that I should have? Anything I haven't given you the opportunity to say that you would like to? Or any anecdote that I wouldn't necessarily know to tease out that might be relevant to what we're here talking about today that you think would be interesting for our audience on this subject?
Well, more like a message to the people, anybody who listens to this, I want y'all to get involved with organizations, look into the organizations that are part of the coalition against the Trump agenda, get organized, learn the laws of organizing your community, because the people and the people alone are going to save us from the increased repression that is happening in this country.
Gio, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get back to it. Okay, so that was, again, just one of many voices. If you're just joining us here within the last few minutes, you've missed a lot. We've been live here now for several hours in downtown Chicago, where protesters have really taken over some of these streets down here, calling, demanding that ICE be removed, stop Operation Midway Blitz, which is the increased federal presence we've seen here in Chicago, where the federal government, where ICE officers are coming in and breaking up families, forcibly deporting people, disappearing them, assaulting protesters, calling for an end to all of that. There, as we just heard, that call to action for following the coalition against the Trump agenda, that was the organizers of today's protest. They brought out well over 1,000 people into the streets here in downtown Chicago to make their voices heard, and they made them heard loud. If you've been following us for any portion of time, you heard that. You may not have even been able to hear me talk, and I was screaming into this microphone just inches from my face because they were so loud in their calls for action. I do want to take what's that? Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. I'm assuming wrap now. Yeah, so we're going to start to wrap up today's stream, but I do want us to leave with just calling out a few things. One is the amount of passion that we see on this issue. And two is the amount of attention being paid to this issue. In terms of media, what was here, I saw a lot of, was just local outlets and some independent media outlets. As far as national outlets, the only one that I saw identified was News Nation, and I think that may have been more coverage by convenience because I know News Nation has a Chicago office and presence. They do some of their production out of here, but other than that, where's our national coverage on this issue? There was a lot several weeks ago when the president first started making threats against Chicago. But now as time has gone on and the violence is actually here in the streets being committed by ICE officers, assaulting protesters, disappearing people off of the streets, racially profiling people, a lot of that coverage has evaporated as these outlets begin to chase some of these other stories happening in other communities across the country. Other important stories to be sure, but Chicago deserves its attention too. So if you want to be sure that stories like this continue to get covered, and Status Coup is going to remain on the ground here in Chicago for at least the next several days through the weekend as more protests are planned for outside of the Broadview, Illinois ICE facility, where we have seen where we've seen ICE deploy tear gas, shoot rubber bullets and pepper bullets at protesters, knock people over, hit one demonstrator with a truck. We're going to continue to be on the ground telling those stories. So if you can support us for just a few dollars a month, a few cents a day to be able to have us here on these streets telling these important stories so you can continue to fund our work, I would be eternally grateful, and so would everybody at Status Coup and the people here in Chicago to be able to continue to have their voices heard on a platform like this. I want to call out a couple of super chats from folks who gave us money, both Laura Kamiński. I apologize if I butchered your last name. My last name is Saskowski, so I understand the pain there. And also, Kimmy, thank you both very much for your generosity and helping to continue to support the channel. We also have some new members, new YouTube members. We have Chino5 and Elizabeth. Thank you both very much through the website. We have Louisa, John, Tyler, Amira, Anna, and Hallie. We have Radatonsk the Silent and gifted 5 subs on Twitch. And for donations, we got $5 from Joseph. Thank you all so much. Those little actions, those few dollars each, go a long way to helping us do streams like this, do all of the video content that we do on the side. We're an incredibly small team, but we have a big reach and a big voice. And, you know, a lot of folks in authority who don't like that we have this ability to continue to expose the truth as to what's actually happening here on the streets in Chicago. I'm a new face. My name's JT Saskowski. I'm the new on-the-ground reporter here. I'm incredibly lucky to be able to do this work. Thank you all for being supporters and for watching along with us tonight. From Chicago, for Status Coup, I'm JT Saskowski. Good night. Thank you.